Hello guys, today I'll bring you a new video regarding the War Within Season 2. So I've been playing a little bit on my Hunter and doing some M+ keys, and a couple of days ago we finally reached 3k Rio for this season and 13 resilience keys, which is nice. I would say that for those interested in trying out the season, it's a pretty good moment to come back, because we have an event where your gear gets a couple more item levels. It's called the Turbo Boost event. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the event. Like, normally they should probably keep it till forever, I guess, because if someone comes and the event ends, you're basically kind of nerfed, because you cannot upgrade as much as usually. Other than that, first time in an expansion where I decided to play a range class, and since I don't usually play caster classes, I went through with Marksmanship Hunter. However, once you reach this reel, I would say that pugging is kind of a headache, and if you're not playing like the top S+ tier classes, people are literally not going to invite you. We're gonna make a different video about that. Other than that, I guess the dungeons for this rotation are pretty easy, I would say. Normally, like compared to other seasons, this was pretty easy to do. Workshop, Theater of Pain is probably one of the dungeons that I would say they're easy, but having 5 bosses can be quite a pain, because if you wipe and they don't release you really near the last boss. So again, Blizzard kind of fucks up with the spawn points. Motherload is usually a fairly easy key, but it really depends on how your tank is pulling. So it's really, a lot of these dungeons are actually based on your tank and what kind of pulls he's doing, and obviously the healer. Operation Floodgate, it's a dungeon that, I don't know, it's one of the reasons that I don't like playing tank, is because dungeons like these, where instead of having like kind of like a forward way of doing stuff, like in Workshop, where you don't really have like 7 different paths, in Floodgate you have like this open area map where, I don't know, I just feel like I would get lost if I would have to make routes for this dungeon. Rookery is a pretty nice dungeon, but again, dying in here is not so great, and the last boss, you really need to kill him, burn him down as fast as possible so you don't get a lot of shit on the ground. Other than that, the only pull here that's very dangerous from what I've seen from going higher keys is this pull right here, because these guys, so usually people, I don't know how they pull these both together, because there's 2 casters here, and these guys are casting something called Arsing Void, which is when they're casting it on you, you will have a very big circle around you, and normally you should lose this skill behind one of the pillars here, because otherwise normally it kind of one-shots you, and it bounces to one friendly party member as well. So a lot of wipes on this pull right here, especially with pugs. After that, the boss that comes after this, which is this guy, it will put a dot on you, Chaotic Corruption, and when the dot jumps away from you, it gives you a debuff where if the dot comes again on you, you will get 300% more damage, which basically means you're gonna die. This is why here people need to work together and go towards the guy that has the dot, and when the dot expires, you go and basically the player closest to you takes the dot. This is where meta classes come into play, like Death Knights can anti-magic shell it and cancel the dot once it jumps to you, which is why certain classes are extremely good in these dungeons and other classes are less good in these dungeons. Like, for example, I can't spell reflect with Warrior the dot, which is stupid. You can only spell reflect it if the boss initially puts it on you, but you don't know who gets the dot from the boss when he casts, so pretty random. Other bosses that I feel like are kind of a pain in the ass don't really come to mind right now. I would say, because I play range, the hooks on this boss are pretty terrible, because you have to pay attention to the wall which is behind you. But also look at the boss, the DPS. I mean, it's pretty stupid. And the overlaps in the last boss with the charges from the mobs can be a little bit intense and maybe a little bit too much sometimes. But yeah, the dungeons here, Rookery Darkflame Cleft is normally an easy dungeon, but again depends on how your tank pulls and how the key is going. And the only boss that kind of makes or breaks the key is like this boss here, Candle King. A lot of shit can happen with this boss, so I would say be careful there. Usually people skip this pack of mobs and they go around here and they jump. Cinder Brumidary, I don't know what to say about this dungeon. Again, very tank specific, where depending on their pulls. I think the bosses are pretty easy, but when you go to higher and higher keys, you'll start noticing that there's like different stuff you need to pay attention to. Priory of the Sacred Flame, although it only has 3 bosses, the most dangerous pulls are the ad pulls, in my opinion. So, and there's like a lot of ads around, so you really need to be careful not to ninja pull other stuff than what your tank is doing. And this is where a lot of things come into play, where for example when a footman dies from all the ads, when one footman dies it does AoE damage, but if you CC it before it dies it doesn't do any AoE damage at all. So there's like these little bits of things that you don't really see or notice them in lower keys, because the damage is not that significant, but once you go very high up you'll start feeling that damage a lot and it'll be like, well, what the fuck hit me, you know. Other than that, again, because there's like these mobs are so spread out, Vengeance Demon Hunters are extremely good here, and this is why there's like this meta where everybody's just playing that basically in very high keys. Other than that, I would say if you want to try the expansion out, it's a pretty good way to start, especially now because we have uncapped currency. And they did put horrific visions here. They're pretty easy to do, especially if some guy helps you to clear everything the first time. So you get sanity reduction and you get the Greater Void Ritual enchantment for your head. I think this one is the best one. I haven't looked at it. It used to be last week when we had Lesser Void Ritual active. Anyway, I wanted to push as much as I can, but honestly, having to sit 20 minutes in the queue for a key is extremely disappointing, and I will try to push, but I'll probably not be as serious as I thought I would be doing that, because I just don't like wasting time in the queue too much, and I might play other classes as well for fun. But I will try to push with Hunter and see what happens. Getting 3k Rio by myself is pretty nice. I mean, I did got some help maybe from some people, from a tank that was pretty nice in helping me, Monster Wolf TV. Go follow him on Twitch. We're pretty much buddies, and he did help me with half of the keys to do Resilient, and the other half I managed to plug it. I think I would have had a bigger headache to do if he didn't help out. But yeah, other than that, shout out to Monster Wolf for helping out, shout out to Cobalt Tricks for helping out, all the people that were nice helping me out. And I guess I'll see you on Twitch and on YouTube. Stay tuned for more videos.